Just got off the Channel Tunnel. So from here I'm heading off down to Vimy, which is, I'm not sure how far, but it's that way. Right, this is Vimy. I'm in the north of France, near Vimy, V-I-M-Y, near the town of Albert, about 70 miles from the Channel Tunnel exit. And this is the Canadian War Memorial from World War I. Popping down here to see some trenches. Simon recommended this place to me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the story is with it. And all the undulations that you see in the ground around the park here, they're all shell indentations, craters made from explosions. And at Vimy, the Canadian and the German lines, according to what they're saying here, is less than 8 metres apart, and they didn't even bother shooting at each other. They just tried to tunnel under each other and blow the crap out of each other. The whole place seems so peaceful now. You can hear birds chirping and there's almost no noise. And as people walk up the gravel path, you can just hear their feet crunching. And now it's beautiful forest, beautiful green grass growing all over the place, and utter silence, lovely tree-lined avenues. You know, just coming into spring. What a difference! Second day in France today, and the weather is absolutely fantastic. I've set the GPS just to take me back roads and kind of secondary and tertiary roads and things like that, and it's just taking me through the countryside, and every now and then I pass by a war memorial or stuff like that. But the weather is gorgeous, the scenery is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. One of the key things you need to try and avoid doing, I think, when you're travelling in other countries, is using the motorways. The motorways is just a way to get from one place to another really, really quickly. When you're a tourist, when you're trying to, I guess, appreciate a country, what you should always try and do is just, you know, take the road less travelled, back roads, takes you to all these tiny little small towns, gives you a much better feel for what it's like to live in France rather than just bombing from one big town to the next via the motorway. Well, here's a good example. If you take the main roads, you end up on the big bridges and the motorways and all that sort of stuff. This way, you're on these little roads, which are far more interesting and much better crack. I was just driving along the road here. I'm on my way to Bayeux, and I just kind of set the GPS to not take major roads, just take minor and medium roads. And you just drive along the road and whack. Just came across a British cemetery here. Not sure if it's World War I or World War II, but as soon as you see it, you just feel the air getting sucked right out of your lungs, you know. All of a sudden you just want to shut up and say nothing, you know. This is one of the French graves. You can see the French flag over there is at half mast. When you drive through, you look at the names, 19 years, 20 years, 19 years. I think back to when I was 19 or 20, what I was doing, you know, I kind of just done the leaving cert or finished second level and was out working on trucks. But I wasn't capable of doing anything, you know. I was out working, but I was just out in the piss at the weekend, playing football or whatever it was. And I can imagine 19 years of age, you know, just been given a gun, now go to war. And in World War One, you know, they just sent you up over the top of the trenches and you were just walking directly into machine gun fire. You were mowed down, you know, almost instantly. I can't even begin to imagine it. There's something about it too where, you know, there's so many people buried together, you know. These would have been all buddies and mates. They would have died together. You know, they just rest together on a beautiful lawn with beautiful cherry blossoms in the distance and the sound of beautiful birds singing overhead. I can't imagine a nicer place to end up, really. I saw on the news earlier on this year that the last living soldier who served in World War One had died. I think he was a British guy, or maybe he was the last British soldier. He was an incredibly old man, but it's really after jumping home to me right now what that means, you know what I mean? When I just see all the graves all around the place. Even in Ireland you tend to, you know, I don't know, you don't ever really have exposure to that sort of stuff, so going to Vimy was an amazing thing. And one of the great things about it was the amount of Irish graves that you saw. Like I think over 200,000 Irish people signed up to fight in World War One. So it was an amazing thing to walk into a graveyard in France and see nothing but Irish names there. Kind of give you a fair amount of pride, actually. At that point Ireland was part of England, or part of Britain, I suppose. But thousands and thousands and thousands of Irish people signed up to fight in that war. Most of them never came back, I'd say. And then I just spent the day ambling through the countryside in France. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, there's a temptation when you're on these trips just to get the miles done, that you'll just go whack one town to the next. And the road network is so good in France that you could just spend it, you know, you could just nip between towns for 5 hours and go from Bayeux to, I don't know, Bruges in Belgium in 6 hours flat. But if you just go, you know, off the beaten track, it just makes it so much richer. I had a really, really great time on the things I saw. You know, part of you wants there to be this massive, you know, flotilla of wrecked boats and all that sort of stuff, but the beaches have long been cleared. Where the Americans came ashore, or one of the places the Americans came ashore in World War II during the D-Day invasions. A couple of things to note about the beach, I guess. One, it's really, really long. Like, it's a long way up to the shore, up to You know, the promenade, my bike is just parked up over there. But it's a long way, and I guess this would have been a perfect staging point to, you know, start staging tanks and all the military vehicles and all that sort of stuff that they would have needed to bring ashore. But, you know, there's a monument up over here. You kind of think that there'd be a couple of burnt out hulks, or maybe, I don't know, stuff that was left on the beach just as a memento, but there isn't. I guess, you know, the French people want to move on with stuff too. They don't believe this stuff sitting here forever. All the boats came across the English Channel in one of the biggest flotillas and armadas in history, actually probably the biggest, and landed on this beach. This and 5 other beaches. I was at Gold Beach yesterday. It seems so quiet and peaceful now. I mean, there's just the lapping of the sea coming in. You can see it's a really flat beach. It doesn't have big waves. Probably one of the reasons they picked it. And can you imagine what it must have been like here during D-Day when all those men were coming ashore? And, you know, can you imagine when the first guy out of the boat here, he would have walked right into, he would have been absolutely cut in half by the guns. It kind of gets you thinking about your life and stuff. You know, if you fought in this war and you're alive to tell the tale afterwards, you know, you're involved in, you know, an extremely significant event. You ask yourself, what have I done? I'm just leaving Omaha Beach and the American Cemetery. If you're from America, one of the places you just absolutely must visit. It's just incredible. Over 40% of the soldiers who died at Omaha Beach are buried there. The rest are repatriated to Arlington Cemetery. Incredible place. The next time I'll see the sea is in Magadan in Russia. You know, in far eastern Siberia, thousands and thousands and thousands of miles east of here. You know, it gives me a tremendous sense of inspiration standing here. You know, when I think of what these guys achieved, you know, when they came up this beach under just unbelievable fire from the German positions on the hills. You know, when you think about it, if these guys achieved that, what you're undertaking is just a piece of piss. It's a holiday. You know what I mean? Ride your bike across the world. Easy, easy. Like what these guys had to do was real stuff. That's just a holiday. Anyway, next time I'll see the sea is Magadan.